Hi guys, I'm John from Koi Knives, and today I'm gonna show you how to sharpen knives and do it at home. So for you to start doing your sharpening at home, we will need some things, some tools, which includes a dull knife, of course, a whetstone. The standard one everybody has is like 240, 1000. You can have 1000, 3000, 3000, 6000. It's up to you, depending on the knives you have and the finishing you want. The main thing with whetstones, it's when you go from the coarse to the thinner, which is the coarse, it's gonna take more metal, more steel off your blade. So, and then you go progressively up, of course, and then it's gonna give you like a best polished finish in your bevel. So yes, you start grinding, and then after 1000 you're gonna start a polishing process. This whetstone I'm using today, it's a 1000 grit in 6000. So yeah, you start with the coarse one, and then you go in a polishing process with the 6000. If you do have a leather strap, it's good for the honing at the end. It will give that beautiful and shiny finish you want for your knife. One thing I always suggest is, if you're not familiar with angles and you never done whetstone sharpening before, I suggest you to get a cheap knife for you to get used to angles and how you're gonna do the process. Because if you buy, top dollar for a knife, you don't wanna ruin your knife. So that's what I always suggest people. You buy a cheap knife, you can buy $5, $10 maybe a knife, and then you give it a try. If you can do it in a cheap knife, you will certainly do it in an expensive knife as well. So I have two knives here. So we are not being sponsored by anyone, but you're gonna know the brands if you're familiar. So this is the cheap one. This is kind of standard knife, everybody knows, everybody uses. So I will start with the cheap one. Very dull, nothing, no cut. How do you know if your knife is dull or not if you don't have anything to cut? First thing, what I do, I just slide in my nail. I can feel all the dents in the blade in the whole process. Other thing, if you just touch the knife in your nail, if it doesn't stop, it's dull. You can see it's sliding. This one is not so bad. You can see the blade is stopping, it's not sliding all the way. So yeah, I still can feel some dents here as well. So, what are you gonna do? You lubricate your whetstone with a bit of water, and you're gonna start to give some strikes. If you wanna just follow your original bevel, which you probably don't know what it is, you just touch your blade in a whetstone, and you like slowly slide, and you go bending your knife. When you feel that is kind of stop sliding, you are off the angle, so you come back a little bit, and you can feel the blade, and you see the original bevel. While you feel that, you start your strikes all the way through the blade. You gotta be consistent. You don't want your blade to shake a lot. All the way, you wanna be even. Yeah, after a few minutes, you know, striking both sides, I can feel the burr. So when you feel the burr, it means you can change the grit for the thinner one. So now we're gonna start the polishing process. And here we go again. Feels quite good for me. You can see very polished bevel. On both sides, which is 6,000 grit with the last one. Oh, the last step now with the leather strap. For you to use a leather strap, you gotta soak it in oil first. So you put a bit of oil there. And then you spread all over, soak your leather. We're gonna use some honing compound. You can find like in hardware shops, and you know, if they sell tools, they probably sell these compounds. Here we go. Feels sharp. I wouldn't dare to pass in my skin now. Let's see. In resume, while we done coarse whetstone, strike both sides, then there will be a point you'll find the burr to the other side, so you can feel, and then it tells you you gotta go through the thinner grit. So again, take the burr off that side, and then the burr is gonna go the other side. So when you feel the burr go into the other side, you give strikes to that side. When after a couple of strikes you can feel the burr at the other side again, it's time for you go side one each, one side, another, one side. What you're gonna take off the excess. So when you can't feel the burr in any of the sides after the thinner grit, then you go to the leather for polishing purposes. So which you're gonna take just the little excess that's left, and yeah, it feels quite sharp now.